Hello, this is Dustin with Home Mender, and today we are going to be replacing this sheet vinyl floor in a laundry room. It's extremely hot in here and the AC is not working, as you can tell. We're going to give this ugly laundry room a slight makeover. I'm going to show you how. Let's get to it. First, we're going to go through and pull all the shoe molding that trimmed out the old floor. Next, let's bang in any nails that are still left from the old shoe. We do need to give this a nice finished surface so our floor will stick to it. We're going to install 1/4 inch luan over top. If you only have one layer of floor, you can go over top of it with one more layer. If you have any more layers than that, you should pull them. Because I have a subfloor repair here and my boards are 4 feet wide, I'm going to run my boards this way so my 4 feet breaks over this seam. I don't want to line up two seams on top of each other. After we get a good sweep on the floor, we're going to bring in our first piece. It's fitting in here nice. Goes wall to wall, and if you do have to put a seam in it, make sure you have a factory edge that you can butt to. I'm using 1.5 inch ring shaped nails to secure it. You should have one about every 8 inches. Now this one worked out nice. You can see my luan went underneath the door casing and butted right to the door. We got lucky, but my other door jamb over here is tight to the floor now. So I'm gonna need to cut a little bit off. We're gonna get to that in a minute. Let's get this board nailed off. Now you don't have to do this. My other door jamb worked out pretty awesome, but this one is cut right to it. There's no way that my luan's gonna go underneath. So I'm gonna cut this bottom off right here. Now you can either mark it like so, or you can use a scrap piece of luan as a guide. Now our luan should slip right in. Now door jambs can be a little tricky to cut. Here's a way you can get around it. Take a scrap piece, lay it up to the door jamb, and then just draw the shape of where your luan is going to go. That way, when you get your full length measured and cut, you can just stencil this little guy onto your sheet. It'll go right in. So this is the whole width of my board. And then I'm gonna need to cut this one a lot less. This one's a 22, this one's almost 25. So go ahead and measure from here to here, and then in the corner as well, just to make sure the wall's square. After you get that mark, you can lay it in there next to the door jamb and just draw the shape of where it's gonna go. That's going to go in the door jamb, it's going to slip under the casing, come out, and butt to the baseboard. Now I'm going to connect those two lines, and I should have my perfect door jamb slip in. Make sure your butt joint here, that's the two factory edges, make sure that's good and tight. Pull it back from the wall, nail it off. Again, make sure your nails at the seams are about 8 inches apart. You definitely want those seams to stay tight. Now if your door jamb cut didn't work out so awesome, kind of like mine did right here, I'm about 1/4 inch off here or so, you can always throw in some rock hard or some floor leveler. If it's too big to fill, go ahead and cut your piece and fill that little spot. Tack it down, it should be good to go. Now we come to the most hated part of doing sheet vinyl. That's actually laying in the sheet vinyl. The best thing to do is to get a measurement on the room, cut it a few inches bigger, and then lay it in here to dry fit it. We'll make all of our cuts, make sure it's right, and then we'll glue it. Now just fit it in here the best way you can. You may even want to take the doors off to do this. Yes, taking the door off is definitely the way to go. So take your straight side, because chances are you cut it crooked. Take your straight side that they cut it for you at the store, and let's lay that in a nice straight corner. And just kind of kick that into place. Make sure your side is consistent all the way down to your baseboard. Remember, you only have to get within a 1/2 inch because we've got shoe molding going in after this. All right, we got a nice sharp blade. And once you get that first corner right, we're just gonna kind of gently fold this into place. Now it's better to cut it long 5 times than cut it short once. Go ahead and take off what you know is not gonna cut the floor too short. And that way you can get it closer, closer, and closer until you get it right. Go ahead and push that down. And go ahead and start cutting your floor. When you know a chunk is correct, go ahead and get rid of it. Okay, that's getting close there. So we're gonna cut it alongside. Let me zoom in on this. All right, you can walk it in. And then when you get to this point, you can go ahead and cut. Nice and gentle, cut along the casing. Until you get it laying right in there. Once we can fold it down a little bit better, we can get a more precise cut on it. Now remember, your door jambs have to be tight, but this is getting shoe molding in front of it, so it doesn't have to be that tight. Just go ahead and walk it around. Cut you some stress lines if you need to free up your vinyl. Go ahead and cut it long. And once we get it a little closer to where we need it, you can go ahead and make your final cut. Walk it around. Now I've got a little bit of a fold here. I'm not going to be able to walk that corner, so I'm going to cut me a little stress cut to get rid of some of that tension. Just like that. Now it goes back into that corner. I want to make sure I don't cut it short, so I'm going to cut it way up here. That's starting to lay in there nice. I'm a little too tight on this wall. I got shoe molding going over top, so I want to leave at least a 1/4 inch so it doesn't bubble on me when I lay it in there. Again, I'm going to cut a stress line over here just to kind of free me up a little. And you can walk it around. See, I've got this side. It's looking awesome. I'm going to walk it around so I can cut this side. I don't need any of that. I can cut that off. Cut some of this out. There we go. Starting to look tight. It's still a little curly. I'm going to go ahead and nip that off at the very bottom. Now I'm going to check where my threshold hits. You can kind of feel it where my floor difference is. All that can go. Show you again, let's walk the corner. If you need to pull this one up to make it work, go ahead and do that. Oh no, I don't need any of that. That can go. Looking good. Now my final corner, and it should just be a nice straight cut all the way across. Make sure you don't cut it too short. Bam. Alright, so this laundry room floor is super tiny. I cannot get the camera in here and do it at the same time. So I'm going to do this half of the floor, and then I'm going to show you how to glue on this half of the floor where you can actually see it. I got my sheet vinyl trowel. It's got very small little dimples in there. It'll even say sheet vinyl trowel. I got my felt back sheet vinyl adhesive. You do not want to get this anywhere except for where you actually want to put it. It's tough to come off and it'll stick to you for days. So I'm going to take my freshly dry fit piece and I'm going to gently pull it up. Leaving it in place, we're going to glue this half of the floor, lay it down, and then pull this half of the floor up and glue that side. The idea is to put glue on and then take it all back off except for what is left by the little tracks. If you put too much glue on it, it's going to be mushy and fingerprinty and you're not going to have a good floor. Alright, I've already stepped in it. And I'm actually gonna take this shoe off because I don't want it to get on my new floor. All right, roll your floor back into place. And now we're gonna roll this side up. Now when you glue, put on a puddle and then scrape it all back off. Keep your trowel at like a 45-degree angle. And any of the goopy, pull it off and put it back in the bucket. All right, roll this guy back into place. Trusty vinyl roller, and start from the middle and roll the bubbles out. So that's it, super easy. You just rocked that vinyl install and saved you a couple $100. Around your door jambs, feel free to take some silicone, white caulk, or whatever color matches your trim the best, and just seal around the door jambs. Give it that nice finish. All that's left is put down your transitions. I'm gonna leave the shoe molding to you. I'm gonna go jump in the pool because I'm super sweaty. So for Home Mender Inc., this is Dustin. I hope you learned something today, and if you did, don't forget to click subscribe. Thanks for watching.